following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
To the Adventure of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
Yo, it's the Adventures of Pipeman. And okay, is this live or is this Memorex? No, in seriousness, I have a wedding of my youngest daughter's getting married. So we are pre-recording this right now, but you don't know it because you're watching it live, but we're pre-recording it. So if we don't catch your comments, we will catch them next time because we can't respond to comments because we're live, but not live. We're Memorex. Or maybe we're not. I don't know. Let's bring the pipe nuts on for the Adventures of Pipeman today and see what we are. What day is it anyway? Are we live? Are we Memorex? Do you know? Rebel, do you know?
I never know. I never know anymore.
And I have to talk about, after our comment from the last show, I have to comment in the first 30 seconds about your eyelashes. Because apparently we got this glowing note last week, and they were very happy that I pointed out the caterpillars right at the beginning of the show.
Well, these are smaller than the last ones, so.
Yeah, kind of.
They are. They're shorter in length. So
now,
yeah.
are you getting them permanently put on, or are you just getting the fake ones you buy in the store that glue on and
no glue needed. These are magnetic.
Oh, they're magnet. Oh, okay. I think you should use crazy glue.
If they're magnetic, what do they latch onto?
The eyeliner that has magnetic property in it. This is very simple. You take the black eyeliner that has metal. So I don't know.
You're putting metal in your eye.
I didn't design it. Like, you just draw on the eyeliner, let it dry, and then stick the lashes on. They come on and off real easy.
It doesn't sound good for you, though.
Yeah, I mean,
like you're putting metal particles right near your eye.
Yeah,
you know what that does, right? That makes you cross-eyed.
That explains it.
No.
It is. You didn't know that, Rebel.
Nope,
magnetic activity can cause you to be cross-eyed.
Yeah, well, they're not cross-eyed.
So what I would want to do, okay, is if I was with you right now, I would want to pull them off, and I would want to see how much fun I could have with the magnet, like throw it at you and watch it go, like when a magnet, it just grabs hold of it. That would be so funny. Wouldn't you like to do that, Juan?
Yeah, it would be kind of like a magnetic version of ring toss.
I'm thinking it's kind of like darts.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too, but there's no fun in that.
Y'all think, but no, we're not doing that. We're not playing
it's
with
not
the eyes.
Wouldn't you
On,
love to throw darts at Rebel's face?
Oh, who wouldn't?
Sure, so many people use that, the center of their
if we take a picture of her face and just put it on Amazon, I think we can make a lot of money.
You know what I gotta say about all this?
Access too. What was that? Sorry, didn't hear you.
Oh, here will you say Juan hasn't seen Rebel knows I have props. I haven't been using them, but now I'm gonna use them. But this one here is Rebel's prop. I have to see if I can get it off. Wait, is that it? Oh, here it is. That's totally like Rebel did the voiceover for this thing. It's
She
called
probably did.
Miracle Orgasms in a Can. It's all natural.
All natural.
And it's let's see, what does it say? It says O Face Brand.
Where was it made?
When?
Where?
That's a good question. Okay, let's I have to take my sunglasses off.
I
to
swear,
read
the
this.
bottom of this says made in China.
It says,
Made in Korea.
let's see. I don't see if it says made in China yet. No. No, they're too stiff for it to be made in China. This is like made in France or something, or Amsterdam at the
It
red
would
light
be-
district.
I don't think it was France, because if it was made in France, it would be a can of arrogance. No.
Well, no. That's us. That's Americans going to France are arrogant and think it's our country. But I can tell you from going and doing Hellfest, like women in France, they come straight up to you and they're like, French women like sex. So this fits for French women. They like,
Yeah, they do have that stigma.
yeah, and it could be hairy sex too.
Oh God. Lord
There's, I think it is one of those places where shaving is not a thing at all.
They stayed in the 70s.
Speaking of which, Rebel, okay, do you shave?
Yes, I do.
What do
That's-
you shave?
Your mustache?
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to grow it in as I was going for that part on The Greatest Showman, but I didn't get it because I just didn't fit the part.
I have to ask Juan something because he's a male,
Mm-hmm.
or at least we think he is. We're not 100% sure yet. It is 2024. You can't just
You cannot
assume that.
assume.
You
That's
cannot
right.
assume that that's bad. I just saw something about that. So, like, never assume. Oh, it was Joe Rogan. I was watching his comedy special, and you can't assume what somebody's gender is anymore at all.
Oh my
No.
God. You don't
And
need
we're
to
gonna
assume. There's one or two, maybe the possibility of three, which is
we're gonna
both.
talk about the Olympics in a second for that.
The
but-
boxer.
Okay, and because we're doing this pre-record, you guys caught me off guard because, like, I'm going to this wedding, so I have to hold off the coloring of my hair on my body that is not shaved. Okay, and so like
Group one will
tomorrow
take-
morning, I'm dyeing the beard. Then I'm going to Bella. Remember Bella, Rebel?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to her. She's going to cut my hair. I'm going to dye my hair Wednesday morning, and then I fly out. So check this out. Nobody's ever seen this. This is probably why. Okay, so there was a comment made about me the other night. I won't say what it was or who it was about or who it was, but maybe because my beard is gray. Okay, so yes, I color my beard. And it was windy because there was a tropical storm. So I'm sure my hair got messed up in the wind and my beard was gray. So that's where that comment came from. For whoever knows who that comment was and what that was. I see somebody on the show who does know, but nobody's admitting it.
We won't go there.
But anyway, no, seriously, it wasn't anybody. It's one of you two. One of you two are guilty, and the only one that looks like that's showing is the one with the fake eyelashes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right. Okay.
They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and you're hiding them. So I don't know.
I'm not
Yeah.
hiding my eyes.
You're
They're
distracting
there.
from them.
So we did have some cool adventures for the Adventures of Pipeman that we're going to talk about in a minute. But first, I want to talk about the Olympics. Then I want to talk about that. And then I want to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. Or Rebel, since you want that part so much, do you want me to change the order of it?
You can do however you want. Just let me know when you're
Oh,
ready.
I was going to
We're
do
gonna
it
get-
however I want. It is my show, so I was going to do what I wanted.
By all means,
Anyway.
we know.
So seriously, Rebel, do you know in Louisiana, do they know about the controversy going on in the Olympics right now?
There's a lot of controversy in the Olympics right now. Yes.
How about you, Juan?
No.
It's the Hispanic community is not familiar with any of the Olympic shenanigans going on.
Not unless it involves soccer.
Okay, so here's what it involves. Boxing. Okay. Now, I want to set the record straight for all you people that are hateful assholes in the world, okay? Because there's a bunch of you, okay? What you care about, what people are, blah, 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 like mind your own business. It doesn't affect your life in any way. But at the end of the day, okay? So, first of all, when it comes to boxing, they go by weight classes. So I don't care, male, female, or whatever. If you're in the same weight class and you're a boxer, like this ain't fucking the ballet, okay? It's boxing. And
you know what you're getting in the ring for, okay?
Yeah,
no matter what, you're getting in a ring to get beat up on or beat up on someone.
Crybaby shit, I'm sorry, I may get hated for this, but that crybaby stuff, that was all just an act. Because now she got prize money. The one that quit got prize money. What are we teaching this world that when you quit, you get a prize?
Or when you whine about something.
Yeah, exactly. Now, let me clarify, too. There's been a big misconception about this. Okay, that other boxer is not trans. Okay. She was born a female. She was raised as a female. And then in puberty, found out she's intersex. Because basically, there are females that have the XY chromosome. And that is what makes them produce testosterone. But you know what?
Every female produces testosterone. Every female and male both have testosterone and estrogen. Learn your freaking biology, people.
Well, you still,
yeah, but males
produce a higher amount. However,
at times.
No, the way that it goes is men produce more testosterone than estrogen, and then women produce more estrogen than testosterone.
Yes.
So in this case, it's a woman who can produce much higher levels of testosterone than any other woman can.
And that still doesn't mean crap, okay? Because, listen, I am somebody that would have gotten in with that girl, and I'm a guy, and gotten my ass beat because she was pretty strong, okay? Like, that's like saying, oh, I got in a fight with Mike Tyson. It's not fair because he hits harder than anybody else.
I would rather fight a bear.
You would? Than Mike Tyson?
I would then get into the ring with Mike Tyson, yes.
Now, see, when I was your age, I was saying, man, I'll go into the ring with Mike Tyson for $1 million. I don't care. First time, we used to talk about it on the show. First time a breeze came by me, I would just fall on the ground.
You go into the ring with Mike, you lose something.
Yeah, but it might be worth $1 million. And then you might end up, you lose something because you might end up a female because you might lose your parts because he might chew them off.
And see, you say parts. That's exactly where I go with this. I don't care what you do in your bedroom, what you say you are. You could be a Apache helicopter for all I care. But when it comes down to brass taxes, let's just face facts. Here in America, if you go to jail, you go into one or the other. You either go into the male prison or you go into the female prison. So if that's the case, what do you have?
Not true.
Yes, true. Yes, true.
Not
no matter
always.
what you
Not
have
always.
on your birth certificate, if it says you're a male, but you got female parts, all of them, you're going to the female prison. If your birth certificate says you have, if your birth certificate says
you
you're
never watched The Orange is the New Black, okay? Because that's not true. It's not true. In The Orange is the New Black, there is a trans woman in the woman's facility.
What parts does she have?
The guy parts. She didn't have a chance to get she went to jail before she got the chance to get her stuff chopped off.
But see, most trans people don't go through with the surgery. They just identify as trans.
I identify as a bed. Because that means I have women laying on me all the time.
Yes, indeed. Oh my
So,
God.
When I fill out my applications and ask me my gender, I say bed. And my pronouns are up and
Being
down.
soft.
My pronouns are up and down.
Oh my Lord.
And I vacillate from soft to firm.
Uh-huh. Well, the bed here is talking. I do have to say, if they put a male part person in the female prison, that sucker must be getting worn out.
Boxer did not have male parts, though. All the boxer had was producing more testosterone, so would fail at. So yeah, I saw somebody say it perfectly. Okay, if you're going to put guidelines, it shouldn't be whether they're male or female. It should be the amount of testosterone.
No, because that's any given time your testosterone can change, especially in a female.
But so can your weight.
So can your weight.
Okay, but see, the thing is with fighting, you have to do the weigh-in before you fight, and you have to meet a certain criteria of weight. That changes too.
Right. So why did what was she, Russian? The girl in the blue? What was she?
I don't know what she was. Now you're going to put another label on her? Oh, it's because she's Russian?
What country was she fighting for?
Are you saying it's because she's Russian? What if she's not Russian?
I'm saying whatever team she was fighting for should have said, get in the ring and fight or get off the team.
What about Wonder Woman? Would you disqualify Wonder Woman too because she's some Amazonian woman?
Why would that disqualify her? She's a woman nonetheless. When you step into the ring,
this woman is a woman nevertheless. She doesn't have.
So that's why she's allowed to be in the ring fighting another woman.
She doesn't have a pee-pee, so she should be able to hit and be hit.
Exactly. You're getting into a boxing ring. When you put the gloves on, you kind of know it's coming at your face. Okay, so I don't see why she made a big deal and hemmed and hawed. Oh, well, that one can hit harder than me. Oh, too freaking bad. That's what you're getting.
See, that was so dramatic because it could be anybody could hit harder than you. It doesn't matter whether it's male or female. So, I know some females I would not want to get hit by. Okay, just saying. Some I really like getting hit by, but some I wouldn't want to.
I just don't understand why it made it such a big freaking deal.
Because everything's a big deal nowadays.
And this is not the place for it.
What's better than boxing? I'll tell you what's better than boxing. And you'll love this, Rebel. It's right up your alley. Jelly Roll was in a wrestling match.
Jelly Roll was in a wrestling match.
Yeah, Juan, can you pull up the video of Jelly Roll in the wrestling match? It was badass, man. Like, Jelly Roll's everywhere. He's infiltrating every genre and everything there is. He is the role model to the world because here's a man who totally turned his life around, went to prison, was a drug dealer, drug addict, now has his hot, beautiful wife, amazing music in all genres. Wrestling, professional wrestling, there's no stopping Jelly Roll. He talked before Congress against fentanyl, and that's who should be talking against fentanyl, the people that were the people walking in those shoes. You can't have these suits that never took a drug in their life talking about fentanyl. Have somebody like Jelly Roll talking about fentanyl. And let's talk about more music artists. On the Adventures of Pipeman, the Pipeman Radio Tour, we had 2 shows this week that we just went to. One was the Voice winner who beat out a co-host on The Voice. And she went country from The Voice, and now she's back to rock and pop punk where she came from. And she played at Respectable Street, one of my favorite venues, one of Rebel's least favorite venues. And it was a cool show because it was girl power. There were 3. She brought on tour with her 2 other bands that were fronted by women, and they were all really, really badass. Okay. And so Cassidy Pope, she killed it. Cassidy killed it at Respectable Street. It was her last show of the whole tour, and it was in her hometown here of West Palm Beach. And then this weekend, We had a tropical storm coming, but that doesn't stop the Pipeman, because the Pipeman drove down to Fort Lauderdale, about an hour drive, to the Broward Center and the Performing Arts, where John Lodge, who I just interviewed recently of the Moody Blues, did a live show, and it was freaking amazing. It was in a theater. It was so good. They even had John Davison, the singer of Yes, come on play. It was a great show. Huge difference. Okay, I went to the Cassie Pope show, and I had more gray hair than most. And then I went to the John Lodge show, and I felt like, boy, I'm like in my 20s. I think I was like one of the youngest ones there, because basically I heard about the Moody Blues from my older brother, who's 11 years older than me, and John told me in the interview, he was like, that's how really a lot of people got to know the Moody Blues, because I was rifling through my brother's albums when I was a kid and stole a couple of them. One was the Moody Blues, and so that's how I got to know them. And so, yeah, lots of great adventures coming up too. Okay, this weekend I'm going up to Panhandle for a wedding, where I'll probably mosh at the wedding, I'm sure. I have moshed at my kid's bar and bat mitzvahs with the rabbi. And then we're going to be doing it the end of the month, Labor Day weekend, Rocklahoma, baby. Rocklahoma, one of the best camping festivals in the United States. I'm so pumped. I always have fun at Rocklahoma. It's one of my favorite festivals. And on that note, let's take a look at Jelly Roll Wrestling. This is badass. And I love Jelly Roll. He's the best.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that's the one. You didn't see that, Rebel?
No, I haven't gotten to that part in the show yet.
So, what do you mean that part in the show? This
It
happened
aired on
already.
Saturday, and I taped it.
All right. So what did you think of that? Okay, for everybody listening, Rebel is really our master of ceremonies of fake wrestling.
Oh my God! Don't call it fake.
Well, come on. That one, it was even obvious. Like he hurt his elbow hitting it on the mat. Okay.
Wrestling is not fake. It might be staged and it might be coordinated entertainment, but people do get hurt. Please don't do it at home.
Oh, I'm not saying people don't get hurt. Like
They get hurt.
you're hitting the ground. I don't care who you are. You're getting hurt.
They are. They
Simple.
do get hurt, but they put on a darn good show.
What do you think of that? As the aficionado of wrestling, what did you think of that Jelly Roll performance?
The Five Knuckle Shuffle. I love it. Do you guys know who he gets that from? The Five Knuckle Shuffle.
Tell us.
The People's Shuffle. No. Okay. Well,
Tell
y'all don't watch wrestling. Everybody listening knows the Five Knuckle Shuffle. Yes, indeed. Bam. He should not be able to play with toys during this show. Just
Whoa.
Oh, well, there's another toy. You want to hear it?
the toys of that year.
No, it's this.
Oh.
And then there's the Rebel toy. That was one with the boing.
Oh, yeah, how about that? So, enough of that.
Another satisfied Pipeman customer right there.
From the group one. That's right. Oh,
Okay.
gracious.
So, Rebel, tell us
Yes.
about Deadpool and Wolverine. But before you do, okay, so I must say also, I got to see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes this weekend too. And
How was it?
It was pretty cool. It was very, it's funny because it's different, but it had so many moments that were from the original movie, including music from the original movie, like the 68 version, at 1968 version. So it was pretty cool. and it just tells the story even more. And basically, the story of the Planet of the Apes is don't believe all these idiots. The powers that be that scare us, that divide us, that withhold knowledge from us, and that make us at war with each other. That's what these Planet of the Apes movies teach you. They teach you stop listening to the religious leaders that are making you do things based out of fear. Stop doing these things with the political leaders that are holding everything back from you, all the truth, and pitting you against each other and making it so that they can get everything done that they want done.
You know, it's terrible that people don't see that. It's terrible that people don't see that and realize. And I've said numerous times, well, you've watched this movie, and you're like, but it's just a movie. Yeah, that's so they can tell you, well, we told you, we put it out there, you went to see it on the screen.
How many movies in my lifetime, your lifetime, are now like real life?
A lot. And you know what's sad? We're approaching Mad Max, something we don't want to approach. But
well, you know what's sad? What was it? Demolition Man, I think it was. We just experienced that. So that's where the criminal and the cop were frozen, and they came back after the virus hit the world, and there was no exchanging of bodily fluids. Everything was remote. This was a movie long before we had these capabilities.
Yep. Everybody's seen Terminator, correct? Yeah, that's where we're headed with that one.
Did you ever see Contagion?
I have seen that one.
Contagion came out in 2011. And it's literally about a pandemic where you have to wear masks. You can't touch anyone. You have to stay away from people 6 feet apart.
Yeah, they got to get
everything that we went through. Everything was in that movie in 2011. The whole bunkering down, everything closing.
I'll tell you what, too, if you study and research the 1900s pandemic, exactly 100 years before, it was all the news articles were the same. The division was the same. The conspiracy theories were the same. It was like we relived that 100% almost the same.
Do you know why we keep reliving? Because we don't learn from history.
Idiots.
Well,
we're idiots.
It's part of the Matrix, right? Every 100 years, we have to go through something like this, right? A big event.
Yeah. Every century.
Yeah,
gotta do it every century.
It's the Matrix, people. It's everything. And
Rebel has a big event every century too.
Is that what they're calling it nowadays? The big event.
It's the big event. Oh, and something that I saw on somewhere today, and it's true. Okay, let's talk about squirting for a second. Okay.
I thought you were gonna go into the world of Pokemon and talk about Squirtle, but okay.
No, but we did have an intern that worked at the station. And he was into anime, and he would watch hentai. I'd have to yell at him during the day, like, "You're working, turn the hentai off, okay?" But anyway, I used to ask him. He was co-hosted on the show too. He was great. Danny Ride. That was his stage name. Danny Ride. I wonder who's riding him. But anyway, so I asked him, I'm like, why do you watch hentai? Okay, first, Juan, you know what hentai is, right?
Yes.
I figured you would. Rebel, you know. Yeah, Rebel's the epitome of hentai. Okay. Like all her voiceovers are like they should be in hentai. Okay, so but I asked him, because I'm curious, I'm like, why would you want to watch stuff like that when you could have the real thing? And he was like, basically, because then you could basically have sex with anything you want to, because it turns into like a dragon or some other mythical creature. And I'm like,
I saw this interview once where they interviewed a voiceover actor for most of the hentai, and it's this guy who does most of the female voices for hentai.
Ah.
So all the moans and everything that they're listening to is coming from a guy.
Well, it's like Rebels voiceovers too, right?
Rebel, you could be making a lot of money. You're in the wrong business.
Well, you're welcome to be my manager. Get me some gigs, voiceovering.
I'll get you some contract. Listen, if we go 50-50.
I'm right there with you. You get me the job.
You could be like the main mistress of the whole Florida Hispanic community with Juan as your manager.
That's what we're calling, manager.
Manager with a capital Manager with a capital P. Manager with a capital P. So, okay, Rebel, talk to us about Deadpool. Like, it's so weird to me that you would put Deadpool and Wolverine together because their personalities, like, I could see Wolverine wanting to kick Deadpool's ass for joking around because Deadpool just likes to be funny. Wolverine likes to be serious, and he would say something funny, making fun of Wolverine, and Wolverine would just like slice him up. I don't know. But have you seen the movie Rebel? Since you wanted to bring up a review of this movie, have you seen it?
I have not seen the movie.
Wait a minute. Why do you keep asking me to review movies that you haven't even seen? What the hell is that?
Because Skizzy Edwards went to the show for me, and let's see, Skizzy Edwards, Sam, and Molly.
So we're gonna have hearsay isn't even admissible in court, but we're gonna use it for a review. Okay, go ahead.
This is a review that I would definitely give. But first of all, the box office themselves gave this. Wolverine and Deadpool held the top spot with 97 million domestically in its second weekend, bringing the domestic total to 395.6 million. Sorry. A global haul of 824.1 million.
I want you to interview every one of those people, and I want to find out how many of those people want their money back.
Nobody. It's doing pretty good. Actually, it's now the biggest R-rated movie ever in the U.S. history and eyeing the global record. Okay, that is freaking amazing, people. IMAX showings are contributing significantly, bringing in 64.5 million globally.
Okay, before you go on, I have an exercise for you to do on the show, and I want to see a reaction from Juan when you do it. Okay? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Say significantly 10 times fast, Rebel.
I am not significantly doing that, okay, right now. Significantly. Why do you want me to do this?
Do it, because I want to hear if you sound like Joe Biden when you do it. Go ahead.
Significantly.
And what color underwear are you wearing?
I'm not wearing any. Thank you very much.
So it's not very significant.
No, not at all.
Okay, back to your review. Let's go.
Okay, so again, this is coming from Skizzy Edwards because he went to the movies for me, and he is a trusted advisor on the team. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman as Deadpool and Wolverine, in his opinion, was one of the best, if not the best, installments of the franchise for sure, and possibly one of the best of the MCU altogether. Okay, It was a laugh out loud movie from start to finish with an amazing soundtrack to accompany the scenes flawlessly. Okay, so amazing stuff when you're going to see this. Cameos from previous actors reprising their roles was amazing, which included Wesley Snipes taking up the sword as Blade again and reminding that, everybody in the theaters that there's only one Blade. Also, Channing Tatum. Did I say his name right? I think I did.
Yeah.
Say that 10 times fast.
No. As Gambit. Gambit and I have had long, going thing. Okay, but anyway,
Is that a reference to a penis size?
I'm not going to go there on his behalf. So anyway, he was laying on the Cajun accent, incredibly thick, of course, because that's where Gambit's from, the Cajun land, my hometown. Okay, there was
Who's
too many.
thicker? Who's thicker, him or the dude from the KKK?
Gambit.
Okay.
Anyway,
Go on.
there's many Easter eggs, too many to count, of course, throughout the movie, in which will include a commercial scene of Wolverine and Deadpool fighting. Oh, y'all seen the commercial? It's a commercial with them fighting. Hugh Jackman's song from The Greatest Showman comes on over the radio just briefly during that commercial. All in all, it was an amazing movie, and that's the opinion of Skizzy Edwards. It's worthy of watching it 2 times in the theater. Thanks, Skizzy, for doing that for me.
Well, that's good marketing.
I think the next movie should be Wolverine lands on the planet of the apes. Because he could pass as an ape.
Not necessarily.
Well, he's got the hair and the long nails.
I think he's more like a bear.
Maybe. The nails are more bearish.
Could be. You never know.
Okay, Juan,
Definitely a movie to go see.
do you want to give any reviews of any Hispanic movies from this weekend?
I don't know any Hispanic movies. I was hoping I could like pitch into the Deadpool and Wolverine thing.
Did you go see it?
No.
Another one that's going to pitch in that didn't even see it. Go ahead. Let's see what you have to say after not seeing it. This is like everybody in social media nowadays.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, social media has been going very crazy with like all the reviews and everything that I've seen like enough of it to say like, do I really even need to see the movie at this point? I still want to see it, though.
Seeing. You know, I can honestly say, you know how a lot in Ferris Bueller, everybody should have seen that movie by now. They break the fourth wall, and Deadpool tends to do that too, a lot in his movies. Well, guess what? Oh, you got to see it to see who else might break that fourth wall.
What's the fourth wall, Rebel?
What's the fourth wall? Okay, for those of you who
is that like the hymen?
No, it's talking to your audience like we're doing, like I'm talking to you guys now. So feel free to, even though this is recorded, feel free to leave comments there, and there. Okay, because we'll get back to you guys on the comments. It's talking directly to the audience when you know you're in a movie, but you stop and talk to them.
You know what happens on this show? Okay, we have a shorter show today because I was late. Okay, and you know what happens with this show when there are no interruptions?
We get through everything.
Bingo! Look at that. No interruptions, no talking over each other, and we covered everything in the description already today. I don't even have anything else left to say.
Did you think about that poll that was requested?
We already had a poll before then.
True. Very true.
That was the reason for giving the feedback. Feedback wasn't my feedback. It was polled feedback. Just saying. And the feedback is you look like you have caterpillars on your eyes. But thanks for being a pipe nut, even as a caterpillar. You can now identify as a caterpillar. We'll call you Caterpillar Nut. Or
Hairy Nut.
I was going to say Hairy Nut. Okay. And that is the last thing we will talk about is I need some advice from all of our listeners and from you guys. I need a review on, I saw in the store yesterday, they had specifically stuff that gets rid of your male's pubic hair instead of shaving. And, you know, shaving really kind of sucks because if you like cut your ball sack, that hurts.
It bleeds a lot too.
If you cut your pee-pee, you could bleed out. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, spraying this stuff like, like Nair used to be. I don't even know if that's still around for women, but
Yes.
this is specifically designed for men. So I'm wondering if it has like, it won't burn your testicles type of formula in it or something. Because I can't imagine spraying like Nair on my pee and testicles. Because I'm just thinking that's kind of scary.
If you spray it on, you might roll it on or kind of just like pat
So
it.
I want to know from people if this stuff works, and if you still have a penis left once you spray it on, or if it melts it off. That's what I want to know. Please tell us on next week's show, The Adventures of Pipeman, right here on W4CY Radio, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesdays. And yes, we're live, but we're also Memorex today. So if we didn't get to your comments, we'll get to them next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks to the Pipe Nuts. And thank you for clean shaving. Roll it, Juan.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.